You like maybe, let's go.
B'schutcha, thank you. Thank you for the bracha. So, anyways, okay, so we have now Amar Rav Yehuda, in the 6 lines from the bottom on Nun Amabet. Amar Rav Yehuda shachach v'chnis ochlin l'toch piv b'lo bracha. So someone put something inside his mouth without a bracha. What does he do now? Misalkan l'tzad echon mevarech. He moves them to one side, and he makes the bracha. Okay, so he should be able to say the bracha. Okay. Now, the problem is that there's 3 berachot that say what to do. Tanya chada bolan. One berachot says you swallow them. V'tanya idach poltan. Another one says you expel them from your mouth. V'tanya idach misalken. And one says you remove them to the side. So, lo kasha. It's not a contradiction. Hada tanya bolan b'mashkin. The one that said swallow is speaking about liquids. And since you're not able to remove them to the side of your mouth to make a bracha, because if you try to make a bracha with liquid on the side of your mouth, it will all spill out. And you can't spit them out because you're going to ruin them. So therefore, you swallow them. The one that says you spit them out is something is solids that is not repulsive, like let's say, for example, a candy. Candy doesn't look so bad if you take it out of your mouth, right? Just a little shiny, so nobody's so disgusted by that. Something that is repugnant once it was chewed and disgusting to take it out of your mouth to make a bracha, so that you move to the side of your mouth. Ask the Gemara. If you're allowed to make a bracha with something on the side of your mouth, so even something that doesn't become so repulsive like a candy, why do you have to take it out? Just like you told me, if you chew, let's say you're eating bread, that wouldn't be nice to take it out. You move it to the side of your mouth, so do that with the candy too. Why do you have to take it out? So the Gemara says, "Timur Yitzchak kaskasa kamed Rabbi Yossi bar Oven, Rav Yitro kaskasa." It's an amazing thing that you're not going to meet him many times in Shas. You get to have a shaykhus with him. We're so far removed from these people. You get something to do with them, and it's a great zchut. I'm sure you find that in the Svarim of Rav Nachman somewhere. Every time it says the name of a. Oh, that's a Gemara. Kamed de Rabbi Yossi ben Oven mishmei de Rabbi Yochanan mishum shenema yemale fiti hilatecha. Because it says that you should fill up your entire mouth with your praises, the praises of Hashem. So if someone has food in their mouth, as well as a bracha, so he has 90% bracha, 10% food, so you didn't fill up your mouth with the praises of Hashem. And therefore, it's only in cases where that there's nothing else for me to do, because it would be too not nice to spit it out, then I move it to the side of the mouth. However, if I am able to take it out of my mouth, of course that's the best thing to do. And that's why, by the way, when people eat, and they're planning to eat a bunch of different foods that have different berachot, a smart idea would be, let's say you have an ha'etz, adama, shahakol. So what you should do is, instead of taking a lot of ha'etz, and then making the bracha on the adama, usually a person has some food left in his mouth, all over. He didn't swallow everything. So what you should do is make a ha'etz, eat a little bit. Tiny drops, so there's nothing but that little piece that you swallowed. Make a hadama right away, eat a little bit, and then make a shakol, eat a little bit, and then you can eat what you want to eat. But once a person's eating a lot and then something comes, it's very hard for him to wait. A lot of times people can't wait. They have a tremendous urge to take the drink. So they have their mouth full of potato chips. They swallowed most of it, but there's still potato chips all over their mouth. And they make a shakol. Helu Nishmat.
Yosef ben Moshe HaKohen.
Yosef and Moshe HaKohen.
He's sponsored.
He's sponsored?
His son is sponsored.
His son is sponsored. Okay. The son of Yosef. Mm-hmm.
It's a memory.
The memory of Yosef and Moshe HaKohen. Bo minei mirav chista. Misha acha v'shatav v'lo berach. Ma'u she'yachzov v'yavarech. Now, Rashi, someone ate, he drank, he didn't make a bracha. So Rashi says, should he make another bracha after he finished eating? That's what Rashi says. But the Maharsha says, there's a tremendous mistake in Rashi, can't be. And the Vilna Gaon actually has a different gis in the Rashi, like the Maharsha, and it means he's still in middle of eating. Right? For example, someone's drinking this cup, he doesn't make a bracha. Now he still has some coffee left over. So what does he do now? Does he make a bracha now on the rest? So Amalahu, so Rav Chisda said, Mi she'achal shum v'rechon odef yachzov yochal shum acher kedei she'yer rechon odef. If someone ate garlic, and now his breath smells, it's not pleasant, should he now eat more? You know, he wants to get rid of that. So should he eat more garlic so that his breath smells even more? Which means, what in the world? If you didn't make a bracha on the first half of the coffee, so now you want to drink the second half as well? You want to add to your avera? Of course you should make a bracha now. Amar Ravina, Hilkach afilu gamar seudato yachzov yivarech. Therefore, even if a person finished the Suda, he should still make the bracha. Let's say he finished eating his sandwich, he should still say Hamotzi. Tanya Taval ve'Allah Omer ba'aliyato Baruch Hashem Kedishanu mitzvotav v'tzivanu ala tvila. A person that already went into the mikveh, and now he came up, he makes the bracha. So you see that even after the mitzvot are fulfilled, you're able to make the bracha on the mitzvah that was performed already. Therefore, here too, by Birkat HaNe'anin, even though you already enjoyed, but you can still make a bracha, thank Hashem for the enjoyment right afterwards. Velohi, says the Gemara, that's not so. Hatam there by Tvila means by immersion of the mikveh, mikar gaver lo chazi. The person wasn't able to make the bracha before because he was a balkari. So midrabanan, the Chachamim said that a balkari is asur b'divrei Torah and berachot, like we learned before. Okay, so before now today they were mevatel this tefillah, not mechuyav anymore. Not mechuyav. It's still a great inyan, and we spoke about that a lot on those two dafim. But this is before they were mevatel. So there was actually a chiyuv to go to the mikveh before you say any berachot or Torah. So therefore, I'm not able to say the bracha. Now that I went to the mikveh, now he became ra'ui. So that's when you became ra'ui. So you make it then. However, hacha mikara gav lechazi. At first, you were able to make the bracha. Since you finished the Suda and you pushed away the bracha, so it's itchi. This is a concept that we find in Shas. If you have access and connection to something, and you remove that connection, you can't get it back afterwards. Okay, I was once connected because you had it and you removed yourself. If you didn't have it at all and you only come to that, you only have access now, so then we allow. And therefore, you're not able to make a bracha after you finished eating. Yeah.
Vegetable you didn't do the bracha, and then afterwards, oh my God, I forgot to say the bracha. Should you say the bracha and then go find that vegetable and eat it again? And eat it.
First, get the vegetable in front of you and eat it.
Right. Let's say okay. There's two options. Two choices. One, but there is no vegetable anymore. That's gone.
Yeah. So then you can't make.
I can't make.
Right.
Right. But I have to go find that vegetable and then say it again, or whatever. Have it in front of you and then say it.
But if you find it, you should try. Yes. So what Michael's saying is, if you ate a carrot, you didn't make a bracha, chas v'shalom, and then you realize afterwards, So the best thing to do would be to try to get another carrot or something and make a hadama right away. And many learned that actually it helps somewhat for what you ate before. Meaning to say, you're not allowed to do it if you didn't have a carrot. That's what we just learned. But if you do have the carrot, now you can make it on the new carrot. It will somewhat fall back on what you said before.
Get the other cover now about that?
I don't know the answer to that. That's what you're doing. You do have kavanah. That's why you ran to the refrigerator to get. So it's considered like you have kavanah. Okay, Tanur Rabbanan. Okay. Now the Rabbanan are going to speak about ispargus. Ispargus is some type of drink which was made out of either wine or beer with some sort of cooked vegetable like cabbage. Now it sounds like asparagus. I don't know if it is asparagus. I think it's more like cooked cabbage. So every morning they would drink it. It was like a medicinal drink. Ispargus, they would drink it as a, that was the first thing they drank on an empty stomach. It's good for the heart. It's good for the eyes. It's one is yafeh, one's tov, whatever the difference is. And I think yafeh is used more. I saw Rashi's before when you feel it. Yafeh lalev, it gives you strength, like we saw by the Pata Baba Kistin that they used to eat afterwards. It gave you strength. The mizonot that Rashi spoke about before. And it's good for your eyes. And for sure for your intestines. And whoever is accustomed to drinking it, then it becomes very good for your whole body. If you get drunk on it, it's terrible for everything. Since the Gemara says, since it says yafeh lalev, so it must be, it's talking about the concoction that you made, this recipe with wine, not with beer, because the beer one, we'll see soon, was not good for your heart. Only when they made it out of wine. And so therefore, over here, it must be talking about the wine, since it said it's yafeh lalev, vikatoni, and it says, v'choshken of deme'ayim, that surely it's good for your innards. The problem is, v'atanya, we have a braita that says, lilayet yafeh, liramat kasheh. Now, what's lilayet? Lilayet is an acronym for lev, ayin, tchol. If you want to remember what is good for you, so it's laet. Laet is lev, your heart, ayin, your eyes, tchol, your spleen. Yafeh, it's good for that. But liramat, for your rosh, resh, mem is me'ayim, your innards, and taf is tachtoniot, right? Kasheh. That's not good. So you see that's bad for your intestines. Whatever, this wine concoction of asparagus that's good for your heart, at the same time is bad for your me'ayim. So how can you say them together? It's good for both. So the Gemara answers, Ki tanyahi b'myushan. The one that says it's good for your intestines, surely good for your intestines, is made out of old wine. More than 2 years old. Okay? Because the 2-year-old wine is called yashan. A 3-year-old wine is called meyushan. Even older than old. Kedetanan, like we see in the Mishnah, konam yain shani toem, if someone makes a neder. Konam is the language that you use when you make a neder. Konam yayin shani toem. He says, I don't want to taste any wine. Shayayin kasher levnei me'ayim. He says, you know why? Because, I researched it, and wine is very bad for my intestines. So therefore I'm making a neder, but I like wine very much. So how am I going to make sure that I don't have this on my diet? I make a neder. Konam yayin shani toem. Amru lo, so that your friends tell you at the time, tell this person at the time that he makes the neder, they tell him, what do you mean? Old wine, 3-year-old wine is very good for your intestines. And then he's quiet, so it sounds like he hears what they're saying. Asur bechadash, umutar b'myusham. Okay? The Vilna Gaon doesn't like this this girsa. He says that the Mishnah never said this word asur b'chadash because he says once it's mutar for the miyushan because the miyushan is good for him and he never really meant that. Once the neder is hutar a little bit, it's hutar entirely. Okay, if once it becomes permitted a drop, it becomes permitted entirely. So he just has mutar. Shema mina, but what do we see from this braita? Akol panim, we see that very old wine is good for your intestines. Okay, Tanu Rabbanan, Shisha Dvarim Nemru Ispargus. There are 6 different facts said about Ispargus. Ein shotin oto ela kshuchai. Okay, you only drink it when it is in its natural state, which means you didn't dilute it with any water, that wine. Umalei, and it's only beneficial when it is full. Okay? It's very interesting. Mikadlo biyamin v'shoteo b'smol. You receive it in your right hand, you drink it in your left with your left hand. Ve'em mistichin acharav. You don't speak after you drink it. Ve'em mafsikim bo. And you don't interrupt during the drinking of it. You just drink it in one shot. Now, normally, the Gemara says in Pesachim that you're not allowed to drink something in one shot. You shouldn't. It's not derech eretz. It looks too gluttonous. You just drink. However, this drink, since it was medicinal, that's the way the medicine worked. And you don't return it back only to the one who gave it to you. V'rak acharav, the proper way is to spit after you drink it. Ve'ein tzomchin oto. Ela bimino. You don't eat anything else after it, immediately after it. Ela bimino. Only something made up of its species and not anything else. So the Gemara says, but we have another braita. V'atanya ein tzomchin oto ela bepat. It says in a braita that you don't eat anything right away. Somech means like near it, right? Only bread. So you see over here that bread is the only thing. And the first braita says only wine, something that's made up of the ispargus, which is wine. The next one says only bread, not wine. So lo kasha, it's not a stira. Ki hab de chamra, hab de b'shichra. The second braita that said bread, that's the one made up of wine. The first one is made up of beer. So the beer is only bimino, only something made up of that. Let's say, for example, you made the beer out of figs, fig beer. So then afterwards, only eat items that were made of figs. You can eat figs right away. If it was made out of dates, then you can eat dates right afterwards. But the braita that said, the second braita that said pat, was speaking about the one that was made of wine. Okay. Tani Chadav is another braita that says, Lilaet yafel ramat kasher. We learned that before, right? Lev ayin tchol, good. Rosh, me'ayim, and tachtoniot, it's bad. V'tanya idach, l'ramat yafel lilaet kasher, the opposite. Lo kasha. Habedechamra hadu b'shikra. The first one was made out of wine. The second one is made out of shechar. So the one out of beer is bad for some other things. So you see, it's not such a great drink, right? I mean, they drank it, but it had 3 things that it was very good for and 3 things that it was very bad for. So I'm not exactly sure what the great benefit was. Okay. So the Gemara says, Tani chadar rak acharav loke, v'tani idach lo rak acharav loke. One says that if you spit afterwards, you'll get smitten with a specific sickness. And the other one says, if you don't spit afterwards, you'll get smitten. Lo kasha, ha b'tchama ha d'shichra. The one that says you'll get smitten is the one made out of wine. Don't spit afterwards. The other one says, if you don't, that's the one out of beer that you have to spit. If you don't spit afterwards, you'll get smitten meimav nizrakin afilu b'fnei hamelech. Then you should actually expel the liquid that's left in your mouth after you drink it, even in front of a king. A king, it's very not derech eretz, so that you shouldn't get sick and put your life in danger. That's how important it is. Okay.
What's wrong with spitting? I don't get it. Why would that be harmful for you?
I don't know. I don't know.
Must be that bad.
I ממש don't know. אומר רבי שמעון בן אלישע, שלושה דברים סח לי, סוריאל שר הפנים. There are three things that were told to me by the Malach, Suriel, the interior minister. This is the minister Sarah Panim in Shemaim. So we know that Rabbi Shmuel went up to Shemaim when he said the Shem Hashem. So we had this Gemara before. So he was told three secrets. Al titol chalukha b'shachid miyad hashamash. V'tilbash. Don't take your shirt, your chaluk, your cloak in the morning from the hands of the servant. Take it yourself and get dressed yourself. Next, don't wash your hands. If you have a servant that's washing your hands and he himself hasn't washed his hands, don't wash his hands. Okay? By the way, if your son, if your child or your daughter wakes up together with you, so you go to the sink to wash the Netilat Yadayim, don't do the kid a favor by washing them first. That's what we just learned. Tell the child, 1 second, we're going to wash your negelas, and say, I'm going to wash, and then you wash the child. Don't return the kos of asparagus only to the one who gave it to you. Shtachsefit is the name of a group of a gang of shadim. If you give it back to somebody else, they're going to attack you. V'amrila istalganit. Shemalach echabala. Mitzapin lo la'adam ve'omrim. The istalganit, this is a group of destructive angels are waiting for the man. They say, they're waiting for a person to stumble on one of these things. And all these things, this group of shadim or this group of destructive angels are waiting for a person to stumble on one of these things, and they're going to get him. There are three things that were told to me by the Malach HaMavet. Number one, al tito chaluk hashach miyad hashamash v'tilbash, same as the other one. Get dressed yourself. Al tito yadecha mimi shalom nata yadav. V'tamol lifnei anashim b'shah shechazot min hamet. Don't stand in front of the ladies when they come back from the levaya. Because I danced and come before them, and my sword is in my hand. And I have permission to destroy and anybody who's in front of me. And that's where I hang out. I hang out by those ladies who come back from levaya. So don't get near them. What happens if you meet up with ladies who've just come back from levaya? What should you do so that you shouldn't get hurt from the Malach HaMavet? Okay, he can kill someone. So linshof midurte abba amot. You do is you jump 4 amot away from where you're standing. That's like removing yourself from your area. So and if there's a little river, go over it. If there's another way to get around, go that way. If there's a wall, stand behind the wall. Meaning try to get away from them. V'ilon, if you can't do any of these things, lehadar apei v'lema. Turn your face around and say, Vayomer Hashem ala satan. Yigar Hashem b'cha. Say the whole pasuk. And keep repeating the pasuk ad chalfi minei. Until the ladies pass you, keep repeating that pasuk.
Do we hold by this?
Do we hold by it?
And is there any commentary on this?
Yeah, I think it's a halacha in Shulchan Aruch, Shinun Tes Siv Beis. I mean, if you want, I could look at it.
Yeah.
We'll see it later.
But is there any commentary behind the scenes? Why? What's the story here?
Why he goes to the ladies specifically?
Yeah, the whole thing is just...
I don't know. These are inyonim that are beyond us, myself. I don't know. These are...
Commentators don't say anything there?
Over here? No. I mean, you could start thinking, pshatim, ladies brought death to the world. So this is where he hangs out, by the ladies, more because they brought the Levaya to the world, Chava, all the type of things.
I don't even know, okay, but what does it mean stand from when they return from a funeral? At what point, at what part? In the cemetery, at home?
They're returning from the funeral.
What does that mean?
On the way home. That's what I think it means.
On the way home, like getting in a car with a lady on the way home?
Until the first destination.
My wife is like, oh, come on.
That's why they say you should stop somewhere first
right,
after a funeral.
Right.
After go to the cemetery, no?
Yeah, maybe after they wash their hands, it's good already. They're already finished.
But does it say that?
It doesn't say. We'll look it up in Shinun Test. Let's look it up afterwards. Yeah? Okay. But it's a very good question. Here. There were 10. We're going back to the course of Birkat Hamazon, Rabotai. There are 10 things that are said because Shel Bracha. Now, of Birkat Hamazon. This is not only for the course of Birkat Hamazon, it's also Kiddush or Havdalah, any course of Bracha. Number 1, Ta'un Hadacha. It needs to be rinsed. Ushtifa, and also washed. What's the difference between rinsing and washing? We'll see soon. Chai. Has to be natural, not diluted. That's what it would seem to mean, right? But the problem is that we already learned before that the Chachamim argue with Rabbi Eliezer, and they said that even undiluted wine, we make a bari priya gafen. Okay? And they said that, and not only that, more than that, the Chachamim were moded to Rabbi Eliezer, remember? And they have to dafka dilute it when it comes to kol shel bracha. So there are mefarshim that say here, if you see the Rashi here, the Rashi doesn't say here, but the Rashi, they say pshat like this, that first take the wine and pour it into a cup. You have natural raw state without diluted. First pour it into the cup when it is chai, and then dilute it in the cup. Umalei, fill it up. Itur. Itur sounds like crown it. We'll see in a minute what it means. Ituf, wrap it. We'll see what that means. Notlo b'shtei yadav. You hold it in both hands. Vinotno b'yad yamin, and from both hands you place it into your right hand. Okay. Umagbio min hakarka tefach, and you lift it up from the karka 1 tefach. V'noten enav bo, you look at it when you make the bracha. V'yesh omrim af mishagro b'matana le'anshe beto. You send it as a present to the people of his household, meaning to his wife. In order to give her a kavod, you pass her the cup of wine.
After the bracha.
Yeah, after the bracha. By the way, they bring down other pshatim over here, what it means to have chai. One pshat was that we pour it into the cup and it's chai and then we dilute it. The other one is that it should be fresh. Which means you didn't use it for something else and now you're using it for this. Whereas ready to use, it's fresh wine. Another pshat in chai means that the kos itself should be complete. Shalem. Now today, since our wines are able to be drunk in their natural state, therefore we don't have to dilute it in water, even though Chachamim said, because our wines are not that strong. Okay, Amar Rabbi Yochanan, Anu ein lanu ela arba bilvad. We only know of 4 things. You said 10, we know of 4. Hadacha shtifa chai umaleh. Rinsing, washing, chai, umaleh, and full. Okay? So, Tana, hadacha mibiftim shtifa mibchutz. What's the difference between rinsing and washing? Hadacha is inside, that's a rinse. Shtifa means a washing outside. Inside and outside. Okay? Now, take a look at Tosafot. Upirushi dafka she'ena kos yafeh, she'esh pa shira kosot avlim. Hu yafeh b'lavach yishap b'dami, to lo be'ina la she'he kos she'bracha yafeh. The point is to have a clean, nice cup. So if it's clean, you don't have to do shtifa and hadacha. It's only if there's some residue of things before. Anybody who makes the bracha on a full cup, kos she'bracha, doesn't mean every time you drink. It means for kiddush, havdalah, bekat hamazon, they give you a portion without any borders. Shenemar umalei bekat Hashem yam v'darom yirasha. Which means you get biyam in the west, v'darom without any borders. Because in the west, what do you have in the west of Eretz Yisrael? No borders, just ocean. And in the south also, it's like it's just a midbar without any. There's no yishuv. There's no settlement that just ends. Okay, the city ends here. It's just vast desert. A person will be zochet to both worlds, this world and the next world. Now, if you look at Tosafot, Pirush Rav Rabbi Yosef Mimarsila. Isn't that in France? Marseille. Midhavle lemichtav yom v'derom rosh v'katav yerasha. Hare yud and hey is yitera. So the yud and the hey are extra. The yud at the beginning and the hey at the end. And those 2 letters nivru shnei olamot. Kedamina be'atchelet ki beko Hashem tzur elamim. Al tikitul al tzor. So therefore you're zocha to all the worlds, the 2 worlds that are really alluded to in this pasuk. Itur. What's that? Rav Yehuda me'atari b'talmidim. Rav Yehuda would crown it with talmidim. When he made the kol shel bracha, he didn't just make it himself. He brought his talmidim to surround it. That was the crown. That's a beautiful kavod for this bracha. Rav Chizda me'atale b'natle. He would have like a crown of other cups of wine around this cup, surrounding it. Someone took a picture of that last night, right? Michael, remember?
Yeah. Yes, crowning a chocolate.
We're crowning it. We're crowning the tea in the middle. So that's what you do. That's the itur. Okay? Those should be b'chai. Amar Rav Sheshet. Meaning, you're not going to drink from those. You're just using them as crowns. So you take the raw wine, and you put it around this. This one's diluted, because in those days they had to dilute the one that you're going to actually drink for kol shel bracha, so it should be the highest level. Even the chachamim are modeh, because of mitzvah min ha-muvchar, remember? We said yesterday. But the ones around it are in the natural state. Amar Rav Sheshet u'bekat ha'aretz.
Can you read the Tiferet Shmuel to the Rosh?
Yeah, he says not to have, even if you don't want to do this, but you don't have empty kalim on the table. Because that's the exact opposite of having itur. So you remove all the other kelim reikin ala shulchan. You remove all the empty kelim. Anyways, let's go back. When you get to the bekata aretz, that's where they have to be full. The itur is either the talmidim or the cups of wine. Some learn that it means up to the bekata aretz, and some learn that when it says that the kos of bracha should be chai, it means at first it should be chai, and then when you get to the bekata aretz, you dilute it in wine, in the water, to show how great the wine of Eretz Yisrael is. When you show that raw wine, that's actually a praise to Eretz Yisrael. You say, look at these grapes, look what they could ferment into, such strong alcohol. And that's really a praise to Eretz Yisrael, even though you can't drink that. Okay. There's a lot of little different girsus and a lot of different shittas we show them what it means. If it means up till Birkas Haaretz or by Birkas Haaretz, you dilute it. Al kolponim ituf Rav Papa me'atev yativ. What does ituf mean? He would be metatef in his talit, and he would sit down in the talit when he would say Birkat Hamazon ala kos. Rav Asi paris suder al reshe, and Rav Ashi would wrap a sudar on his head that was the this cloth, this large kerchief, turban that they would use as a hat on his head. And the Magen Avram writes in the name of the Bach that a Yarei Shemaim should not just take a little cloth, but should rather wear a hat on his head. And some say also that the minhag is to wrap himself with his cloak, but today that would look weird. It was like some cloak that they wore that was normal to place on their head. Okay?
What's the rationale behind all
The Mishnah Berurah says, at the time of Birkat Hamazon today, the minhag is to put a hat on your head, even when you say Birkat Hamazon alone without a kos. That's Yirei Shemaim. And in yeshivas, in the yeshivot, which that's a place to find the real Mesorah and the real Yirat Shemaim, all the yeshiva bachim and the koil people that they learn Torah, they all wear hats when they say Birkat Hamazon. By the way, there's another thing that I see in the Kelim and Shulchan Aruch, they bring down that when you're in the Palterin Shel Melech, that even if you don't do this, but if you're in Yerushalayim, even more kavod is needed, and over there you have to wear a hat. When you say Birkat Hamazon, it's a good riddle. What do you have to do in Yerushalayim when it comes to Birkat Hamazon, different than other places? There it's even stronger, this halacha, to wear something on your head. Now, I don't know what the Svadi Psak is, what Rabbi Vadi says, what the Yakut Yosef says. Just telling you that it's definitely a very special thing, and I'm pretty sure that Rabbi David Yosef and Mitzak Yosef put on a hat when they say Birkat Hamazon. Okay, because it's tremendous kavod for the bracha. Notlo b'shtei adav, Amar Rabbi Chanina bar Papa Mikra, S'u yedechem kodesh u'bachot Hashem. You hold it in both hands. Where's the pasuk that hints to this? S'u yedechem kodesh. Lift your hands should lift up, and then bless Hashem. V'notno leyamin. So it says over there, both your hands. Then you place it in your right hand. Amar Rabbi Barabba, Amar Rabbi Yochanan, Rishonim shalu, small mouth should say leyamin. What is the left hand helping the right hand? Meaning, Amar Rav Ashi, however, Rishonim ibayil v'lo yifshet lehu, anan navid l'chumra. Which means they wanted to ask like this: what about could the left hand help the right hand? Which means you hold it in the right hand, but could the left hand assist in the right hand? So Rav Ashi says, since we don't know, so let's go to Chumrah and not allow the left hand to help. Okay. Now there's a shayla in Shulchan Aruch, if let's say the left hand doesn't actually hold the kos. So the chumrah that Rav Ashi said, which seems to be the halacha, should be that you don't have a little assistance with the left. But what about if I go like this? I'm not actually holding the kos with my left hand, I'm just holding something else. That's a shayla in Shulchan Aruch. Fine. Umagbir min akarka tefach. Omer Rabbi Moshe Medresh Mikro. Where does it say in any pasuk or hint that you should lift it up one tefach? Kos Yeshuot Esa V'Shem Hashem Ekra. I lift up the kos, and then I call out the name of Hashem. V'notein enav bo. I place my eyes inside of it. Why? So you're not mesiach dat from what you're doing. It's a good way of keeping concentration. Because if you send the kos shel bracha to your wife, which is kavod, and she drinks from it, then you're blessed through that, the kos shel bracha. Ula ikla lebeir Rav Nachman. Ula visited the house of Rav Nachman. Karich rifta ubarich bikat mizonah. He ate a suda shel pat, and he said bikat hamazon on the kos. Yav lekos de bichata Rav Nachman. When he finished making the bracha, he gave the kos to Rav Nachman to drink from it. Amalei Rav Nachman, lishadar mar kasa de bichata liyalta. Send it to Yalta. Yalta was his wife, was Rav Nachman's wife. Amalei hachi am Rabbi Yochanan. The fruits of the innards of the stomach of a woman are only blessed from her own husband, which means if I send it to your wife, that won't be a blessing. It has to come from you. Shenemar uberach pri bitnecha. It says that the fruits of your beten will be blessed. The fruits, the person doesn't have babies in his beten, it's his wife's beten. So pri bitna lo ne'emar, ela pri bitnecha, which means that the children are called the pri beten of the husband, because the blessing really descends upon the man, and then the woman is blessed through the man's blessing. And therefore, what Rav Nachman is really saying is that if Rav Nachman drinks from this himself, Ula is telling Rav Nachman, you drink yourself. Once you drink yourself, your wife is blessed already. Tanya nami hachi. Okay? So really it's coming out that Ula is now arguing with the Braita before. Okay? That said you send it to your wife. Tanya nami hachi, Natan Omer, Minayin she'en pri vitna shalish mitbarach el pri vitna shalish, shenema uvirach pri vitcha, pri vitna lo ne'emar, el pri vitcha. Ad hachi, in the meantime, through this conversation, Shama Yalta. Yalta heard what was going on, that she's not getting the kos shel bracha. Kama bezira. She got upset. Ve'alta libechamra. She walked into the cellar of wine. V'tavra abba me'er dani dechamra. She broke 400 barrels. Amalei Rav Nachman. Nishada lamar kasa achrina. Do me a favor. Send her another cup to calm her down, to appease her. Shalach la. He sent her, and he said, Kol hay navga de bichatahi. All the wine in the barrel is considered kol shel bracha. So drink from it. Shalchale, she answered, Maduri milli umismatute kalmi.
Don't mess with Yalta.
What? Yeah, you don't want to, right.
What's the meaning of Madula Mili?
Maduri mili means from the peddlers that walk around, right? Rochel ha'yarot, which we get lotelech rachil be'amecha. There's a lot of chatter, a lot of pit pat, a lot of just chit chat coming out of their mouths, just like from old, worn out, shmatas. There's a lot of bugs and lice if you squeeze them out, which means you're just in Yiddish they hacking a chaynik. I don't want to hear all your stuff. That from every barrel there's bracha. Don't try to appease me that way.
There's a lot of going on behind you. You can't just let this go.
Is a Mashah here?
Yeah.
I need a Mashah here.
It's such a random. There's a lot of messages, and I can't let that go.
A lot of secrets here going on over here. I don't believe it. By the way, I just saw a Mashah. Don't stand in front of ladies when they come back from Levaya. Says the Mashah, Kede'ita b'midrashot, like it's found in the midrashot. Shehem heviu hamita la'olam, because they brought death to the world. So he's still dancing in front of them at the time of death, at the time of anger. He just killed somebody. It's Levaya. So they're responsible. That's what he says. Okay. Now, he explains why she got so upset. Should we go through it?
Yeah.
I understand this thing with this woman in the cemetery thing. This little.
What?
I don't understand this thing with this woman with the cemetery. What are you supposed to do?
We don't. Most things in the world we don't understand. It doesn't bother me. The ladies brought death to the world.
Take an Uber.
Is this after she washes it and then you can send her home? Is that what the idea is?
We have to look it up in halach exactly at what point. First of all, you remember that the Malachim told Avraham Avinu, Ayei Sarai Ishtecha? Rashi brings down, Chazal, it says, to send her a kos shel bracha. The Gemara says that. Now, Avraham Avinu already drank. So, you see not like this. You see that they want to send the kos shel bracha even though he drank.
Why, here it's telling us for them to drink first?
No, once the husband drinks, so if Nachman drinks, he doesn't have to drink, according to this, what we just said.
Oh.
So Rav Nachman Knoga King, Kamei Shukatsu, Tamasha Shkam Torah, Yinag Kassu. So therefore, she was breaking the barrels to show that she doesn't really care about the wine. She cares. If I cared about wine, I wouldn't break 400 barrels. Wine to me is worth nothing. Kol shel bracha is worth everything. That you didn't send me. And that's why she was saying at the end, this is not appeasing me at all. Because you didn't send me kol shel bracha, you sent me a cup of wine, thanks. That's exactly what, it's not going to appease me. Anyways, it's a pretty strong story here. I'm sure there's a lot of secrets here. What does it mean, a lady, a wife of an Amora goes and breaks barrels, 400 of them? What exactly is going on beyond me? Amar Rav Asi. One thing we learn here is
400 worlds.
be careful with your with kavod of the isha and fine. Now, what's the halacha l'maisa that we could also look up? It seems like you do send it to the wife.
After you would drink,
Yeah.
Yeah.
From this, I'm saying it's machloket over here in the sugya, but I think the halacha you do send it to your wife.
This is for Allah. This is for what? For what aspect?
Kosher bracha. If kosher bracha.
Okay.
Now the havdalah, the minig is not to send. I don't know.
That's a kosher bracha.
Not to send. Not sure what the pshat is yet. They say not the lady shouldn't drink from.
To drink from Havdalah? Oh, you don't?
Shouldn't give the wife after havdalah, but after kiddush and after bikat hamazon, if you have any kosher bracha, you send to your wife. I think that's halach. Amar Avasi. I mean, if you can't send wine to your wife at the time, don't forget that halacha. Sometimes the person can't send wine to his wife, right? Don't forget, sometimes you can't send wine to your wife, and you have to be careful. Amar Avasi. Once he takes the kos in his hand, until he finishes making the bracha, you can't speak. What does that mean? You don't speak on a kos of tragedy. My kos of calamity. We know that in the olden days, there's a whole many dafim of Gemara and Psachim about zugot. You ever heard of zugot? Peers brought about demons, shedim. So if you have a second cup, don't make Birkat Hamazon on the second cup. Which means, if you drank one cup, now you're drinking the second cup, don't just say, oh, this one we'll use now for Birkat Hamazon. Because that's going to bring this problem. Rather, you drink another cup, and then the third one you use for Birkat Hamazon. Okay. That's why it says, Ein mevarchin. Maybe I said you don't speak. Ein mevarchin, you don't make a bracha of Birkat Hamazon on the second cup. Tanya nami hachi, hashotek keflaim lo yivarech mishum shenemar yikol nikrat elokech Yisrael. There's a very famous pasuk in Amos. Someone who drinks a doubles should not make Birkat Hamazon on that cup because it says, Hikon, prepare yourself to greet Hashem. V'hai lo mitakan. But this is not a prepared cup and a fixed cup to bless Hashem, because you're blessing Hashem on a cup that brings calamity to the Jews and not pleasant things. And therefore, you should be careful not to use the second cup. Now, today, we're not worried about zugot, right? We do things in pairs. The Chassidim are still a little bit makbid, but generally we're not very makbid, and we see that nothing really happens to us because we're so far removed from the shadim, because we're on a very much lower level, that we're not really so makbid on all these matters. So I'm not really sure if we're careful about this halacha. I don't think we are so much. Okay, if someone is eating while he's traveling, he should stop to say Birkat Hamazon. If he's eating standing, he should sit down. Because all these things need preparation, some sort of act that you're like saying, oh, I'm setting myself up for Birkat Hamazon. So if you're traveling, you stop. If you're standing, you sit. If you're reclining, then you sit up to say Birkat Hamazon. Okay? That would be gaiva. That would be gaiva if you tried to say Birkat Hamazon while you're reclining. The Hilchatan halacha is bekulu. Whether you're traveling, whether you're standing, and whether you're reclining, yoshev u'mevarech, you always to sit down and say Birkat Hamazon in a sitting because of hikon. Hikon is to prepare yourself. The most proper way to prepare is for Birkat Hamazon is to sit. And Tosafot brings down a beautiful pshat here. Since it's Doraita, they were extra machmir, more than all the other brachot. And especially because we find that there are 10 special things that you must do when you say Birkat Hamazon. And you don't find that in any other bracha, because it's Doraita. And it's also a notrikon. Ve'achalta v'savata means sav'ata. You could split the word up into shev et uberachta. The name of Rabbi Moshe Albert. Tosfot brings down a rishon, Rabbi Moshe Albert. Okay? Shev et, sit down at the time, uberachta, and bless Hashem. So,
what if you're driving?
What?
What if you're driving?
You have to stop.
What if you're not? What if you don't stop? Sometimes things happen. And
If you're sitting as a passenger,
no, I'm driving. But I'm saying Birkat Hamazon.
not sure. Not sure if you have to stop.
How are you going to be focused? You're driving.
So Shema Yisrael you could do while you're traveling. If you're involved in something else, I don't think you're allowed to be involved in anything else during Birkat Hamazon. It has a halach like Shemona Esrei.
So traveling and sitting down.
Really?
Yeah, you're not even hold children on your lap when you say Birkat Hamazon, you know? Has a halach like Shemona Esrei. You're not allowed to Hadin aloch shloisha she'achlu. What a great perek. We should return quickly. Okay, let's start the Gemara or the Mishnah over here. The Heilige Mishnah is a short parak here, and
Fun things.
what?
Fun stuff now.
Yeah, Elu Dvarim. Now, since we're talking about the Suda, so the Gemara, the Mishnah brings down a bunch of different machloket that we have between Beit Sham and Beit Hillel in regards to the Suda. Elu Dvarim sheben Beit Sham or Beit Hillel b'Suda. There's machlokes when do you make the bari priyagofen on the wine, when you make kiddush on Shabbat and Yom Tov. Beit Shammai omrim mevarech al hayom ve'achach mevarech al hayayin. First you make the bracha on the day, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu, or asher bachabanu mikol am v'ramanu mikol hashon, Shabbat and Yom Tov. And then at the end of that, Baruch atah Hashem mekadesh Shabbat, or mekadesh Yisrael v'azmanim, then you say the bracha on the wine. Borei pri hagafen. Do we do that? No. We first make the hagafen and then we make the bracha on the yom. That's Beit Hillel. Beit Hillel omrim mevarech al hayayin ve'achar kach mevarech al hayom. Okay. Next machloket. So we'll see the reasons in the Gemara. Be'ezrat Hashem. Okay. Beit Shammai omrim notlin layadayim. Before they drank wine, they would wash their hands in the tilat yadayim, and then they would dilute the wine. Then they would dilute the wine and drink the wine before they ate the bread. No. You can't interrupt the netilat yadayim with the bread. So mozgin et hakos. What you do is you dilute the wine, you drink, because it was too strong, and then and we'll see why in the Gemara. Beit Shammai omrim mekaneach yadav v'mapa u'menicha al hashulchan. This is going to be a big sugya here in the Gemara. B'ezrat Hashem tomorrow. What you do is you dry your hands with a towel, and you place the towel on the table, so you can use it periodically throughout the meal to clean your sweaty hands from all the food. Don't place the towel on the table, place it on the couch that you're reclining on, the chair. Beit Shammai omrim, another machloket. Well, now what's the machloket about? We'll see in the Gemara. Beit Shammai omrim mechabdin et habayit. First, you sweep the floor or the shulchan, okay, from all the leftovers, and then you wash your hands with mayim achronim before you say bekat hamazon. And then betil omrim notlin layadayim v'achar mechabdin et habayit. First you do mayim achronim, and then you sweep up. We'll talk about that in the Gemara too. Now, the next machloket, the fifth machloket, is if you only have 1 cup of wine for Motzei Shabbat, which was very common in those days. Wine was very expensive, people didn't have a lot of money, and you only have 1 cup of wine. It can happen today too. So what do? The problem is that you want to use the wine for Bikat Hamazon, and you also want to use the wine for Havdalah. So Beit Shammai omrim, what you do is like this. Ner, you make a bracha on the ner. Okay, then mazdon, bisamim v'havdalah. Beit Hillel omrim ner u'bisamim mazdon v'havdalah. Normally we don't want to use 1 cup for 2 mitzvot, because we don't make mitzvot chavilot. Because otherwise you're showing that it's a burden on you. You just want to get rid of it. But here, the person only had 1 cup. So there's a question in the sequence. What do we do first? Do we make the bracha on the ner, then bekat hamazon, then bisamim, then havdalah? Or Beit Hillel says, ner b'samim mazon ve'avdala. The Gemara will explain. Beit Shammai omrim, the bracha on the ner at night is Baruch atah Hashem Elokeinu mecholam shebara me'or ha'esh. That he created the light of the fire. Beit Hillel omrim borei, he creates me'orei, the lights, plural, of the fire, ha'esh. Now the Mishnah goes on to speak about the halachot of the ner and the b'samim. Em mevarchin lo al ner v'lo al b'samim shel ovdei kochavim v'lo al ner v'lo al b'samim shel metim. If they lit a candle, the kavod amet, or they would place these nice smelling b'samim near the met, so that you shouldn't smell any bad smell from the met, you don't make berachot on those. V'lo al ner v'lo al b'samim shel avodah zarah. Or on avodah zarah, because you're not allowed to have any hana'ah of misham she'avodah zarah. So these are not things that you make berachot on. Ve'em mevachin al haner ad she'oto le'oro. The Gemara is, until you have pleasure from that light, you can't make the bracha on the ner until you yourself have pleasure from the light. And the Gemara will explain all these halachot. Misha achav v'shachach v'lo berach. A person forgot to say Birkat HaMazon and he left the area where he ate. Beit Shammai omrim yachzol kamo vivarech, Beit Hillel omrim yivarech b'makom shenizkar. Beit Shammai says you have to go back. Beit Hillel says it's okay to say the Birkat HaMazon wherever you are. So the question is, lechatchila everybody says that you're not supposed to leave your place of Achilah and make Birkat HaMazon. But what happens if you left it? Do you have to return? That's where the machloket is. Okay? So, and even before you leave, there's a big machloket rishonim on what type of foods exactly the chiyuv to try to remain in your place is applicable, which means some say it's only by Birkat HaMazon, but not by chameshet minei dagam when you say bichat me'en shalosh. Other Rishonim learn that even bracha me'en shalosh, you have to lechatchila say it where you ate. And others say so Mishabur brings down the shita of the Goin. I don't know what the Sfaradim paskin like, but like Tosafot, that learns that Ala Michya and Birkat HaMazon need the place, but Ala Gef and all the other Ala Eitz don't. Everybody is maskim that Borei Nefashot does not need that place. Okay? But it's always a good idea to try to train yourself to say even Borei Nefashot where you ate, because that way you don't forget. Meaning, I know that I can't leave this place until I say bracha. So that way, I'm never going to leave until I make a brachot. But if I know that I could, then you'll always forget if you made a Borei Nefashot or you haven't.
Does place mean the exact place you ate, or place mean the same makom at house?
No, the same place we ate.
Place.
Yeah. Ve'ad matay mevarech. How much after you made Birkat HaMazon that you ate, can you say Birkat HaMazon? Ad kadei sheitakel mazon sheme'av. We're going to get into that, Bezrat Hashem. In 2 days from now, we'll get into the halacha, Bezrat Hashem. Until it takes the time for the mazon to be digested inside your stomach. Another machloket, balahem yayin achar mazdon. On a regular weekday, after they finished the Sudah, they brought them wine before Birkat HaMazon. Imein shem ela oto kos. And you only have that wine. Bet Shammai omrim, mivarech al hayayin. Make a bracha on the wine, and drink it, enjoy it, and you don't have to say Birkat HaMazon on the wine. Ubeit Hillel omrim, mivarech al hamazon ve'achar mivarech al hayayin. Say Birkat HaMazon and then make a bracha on the wine, so that the wine should be a kos shel bracha. Another halacha, ve'onin amen achar Yisrael mevarech. You could say amen, you say amen, after you hear a Jew makes a bracha. Even if you only heard the end of the bracha, Rashi says, "Afilu lo shama ela stov bracha."
אבל יש אמן יתומה.
But over here you heard, but it's lo yitoma because you heard the end of the bracha. The eno ninim amen achar kuti hamevarech.
Didn't we learn before though, if you don't know what he's blessing, you don't enter amen?
But that's why we're talking about that you heard the end of the bracha. The problem is,
Because at the end of the bracha you say the actual word, שהכל נגדו, מזונות. At the beginning you say ברוך אתה השם. So if you hear the end, you actually hear what exactly.
the problem is, the theory is that Rashi said before, by Amen Yitoma, Rashi asked from the Beit HaKnesset in Alexandria that they would wave flags. And what was Rashi's answer? That there they knew exactly what bracha he was up to. So even if you didn't hear it, it's not Amen Yitoma. So that sounds like you don't have to hear the end of the bracha as long as you know. And here Rashi says that you have to hear the end of the bracha. So the Bir Alocha, the Chafetz Chaim, he says, what Rashi means over here is you don't have to hear the end of the bracha. It just means that in a circumstance where if you hadn't heard the end of the bracha, you wouldn't know what it was. Because you're not following a sequence of 18 brachot by Shemona Esrei which you're counting. Let's say you walk into a room and the guy's ending a bracha and you don't hear it, so then, and everybody else says amen, so you can't say amen because you don't know what it was. So the only way to know is if you heard the end of the bracha.
It's different what it is. If he blessing, the amen's going to be anyway. I have like a really...
Because
wait. The answer that you're going to answer is amen, always, right? You're always going to answer amen on any bracha. Asher yatzal, shakol yabid velo, bilkat. Every bracha you're going to answer, you're going to always answer amen. So what's the difference when you bless? What do I care what you bless? You blessed, you said Shem Hashem, I say amen. I don't care what you bless for. I still want to do Shem Malchut ולקדש את שם השם. מה אכפת לי מה בילחת? בילחת את השם? קידשת את השם? אני אומר אמן. מה זה משנה לי מה בילחת? Anyway בילחת את השם. מה אכפת לי מה בילחת?
It's a very good question. Very sharp. I would say, as an answer, but I don't know if it's true, perhaps, the Gemara said before, that Eina B'tzeh Rashoy Litoim Ad She Onu Ome Mipi HaMevorchim. Right? You have to wait for the Amen for everybody before, let's see, you slice and you eat before they say Amen. You can't eat before they say Amen.
Right.
So the Mefarshim say there because the Amen is part of the bracha, which means
completes the bracha.
Right, completes the bracha, which means the Amen has to be said like you say a bracha. So therefore, the Amen has to be done properly. It's not just whatever, Hashem, I love you, whatever, Amen, man, whatever you said, I'm good with it. I'm great. I love you, Hashem.
Yes,
it's not a bumper sticker. It's not a bumper sticker on the back of your car. I love Hashem.
Whatever he says, amen. Yes.
I know, but you have to give kavod to the amen. You have to do it properly. Just like if I would tell you to make a bracha, and or just why not? I love you. Just like I really want to praise you. You have to be careful. You have to give kavod. So the amen is part of the bracha. The amen has to be done properly. Also, you have to know what you're saying amen to. But it's actually the question is.
But if I'll
very
break
good.
It down, there's only like 5, 6, 7 options. It's not like there's like 67 brachot. There's like shakol yavido, mezonot, asher yatzal, like less than 10 brachot you say amen. So it's not like I have to break down like 50 situations. It's either this. I can literally guess it and be right like 22% of the time.
But the fact that you're guessing is already maybe not proper.
Okay.
That's
it
already.
Makes sense. I understand why you're saying it.
I hear your kasha. I like your kasha. Okay.
I get the kasha.
It's I get the kasha. But a kusi that makes a bracha, you can't say amen until you hear the whole thing. You have to really make sure. Because we're worried that sometimes they made brachot to the avodah zarah, and therefore you don't know what he's saying, what he's talking about. So you have to hear the whole thing. Make sure that he's doing the right thing. Yeah. Exactly. I think we should start the Gemara tomorrow. If you don't mind, it's just a short piece because it's already late. Thank you very much.